Hi, this is Shauna, and I want to welcome you to Living in This Space. Real talk, because hey, we're all just living in this space we call life, right? It's messy, it's hard, and sometimes it's the most joyous thing we can experience. I want you, my listener, to have a place where the conversation is real and honest. I hope we can spend this time together, validating, sharing, and experiencing all the feels together with whatever topic is on the agenda for the day. Let's dive in. Hi, and welcome back. Well, for those of you who have been listening to this series on the Wheel of Life, this first little bit may be a bit of a recap for you, but hang in there because today we're moving on to the third spoke of the wheel. If you're just tuning in, I'm going to be going through a series of episodes talking about a tool that I use in my coaching business. This tool is called the Wheel of Life. Now, some of you may have done a wheel exercise and you're already familiar with the idea of it, but for those of you who aren't, stop for a moment and picture in your mind a wheel on a bicycle. That wheel will have spokes that support the actual rim that the tire sits on. The Wheel of Life looks very similar. It has a center and then spokes that extend to an outer ring. Each section represents an area of our lives that we're either thriving in or that may need a bit of attention. During this 12-episode series, we are going to briefly talk about an area of the Wheel of Life that I use in each issue. The spokes on the Wheel of Life that I use are healthy boundaries, self-belief and identity, positive emotions, belief system and your faith, relationships and connections, accomplishments and achievements, dreams and goals, engagement, growth mindset, self-care, health and vitality, time management with your daily habits, and last is resilience. Now, the extent to which we thrive and flourish in life is to a large degree based on the choices we make every day and how we're doing in each of these areas that I just mentioned. So as we go through each episode, I want you to think about where you may be along the scale of 1 to 10 with that particular spoke. Now, while it's probably not possible to be thriving at all times in each area, we certainly have daily opportunities to steadily and intentionally move the needle a bit farther toward a 10. In doing this, we will gain a much greater sense of well-being, satisfaction, and enjoyment in our lives. Now, if you've missed the previous episodes in this series, I do want to encourage you to also go back and listen to them from the beginning, starting with episode 31. But today, we are going to be focusing on the next spoke of the wheel, and that is growth mindset. When we have a growth mindset, we believe we can grow and develop and improve our capabilities and talents. A growth mindset allows us to become curious, to explore what's possible. We are usually working on self-improvement and development when we are in growth mode. We are open and curious to feedback from others, and we embrace challenges and recognize any setback as a part of the learning and growing process. Some of the ways we can dig into this growth is by networking with others who have the same ideals and goals as we do. We can read books, we can listen to podcasts and attend webinars, and we can journal. There is so much self-discovery that can be done in journaling. We can also try a new activity that we've never thought about doing. We can go on a day adventure and explore the area we live in. There are so many opportunities in our lives where we can stretch and grow and just allow room for that discovery. Now, the opposite of having a growth mindset is having a fixed mindset. When we are in the space of having a fixed mindset, we tend to have self-limiting beliefs. Or we may have a my way or the highway type of thinking. A fixed mindset leaves absolutely no room for curiosity. Now, This is just a little something. When I think of a fixed mindset, what comes to my mind is an image of a stubborn child who has their arms crossed, their lips sealed, and they are hell-bent on resisting trying something new, maybe a new food or activity they're being asked to do by a parent. I know we're not talking about children here today, but that image just pops up very clearly and loudly into my thoughts when I think of having a fixed mindset. Because to me, there's also an aspect of being stubborn when we're thinking of using the words fixed mindset. Another risk of having a fixed mindset is we may think of our abilities and talents as being set in stone. We don't allow room for growth or learning new things because we feel like we are just the way we are, or we feel like we're incapable of learning new things or a new way of doing something. Now, with this said, a fixed mindset in some areas may not always be a bad thing. When it comes to our faith or a moral issue, you may have a fixed and deeply rooted belief or opinion. And, I truly believe each of us are entitled to think and believe the way we do. But when we become so stubbornly fixed in the way we think that we aren't even leaving room for another person's thoughts or beliefs, then I feel like we miss out on opportunities for growth, new relationships, and experiences. A fixed mindset can keep us stuck, while a growth mindset can help us to thrive and move forward. To be in a growth mindset or to retain a stubbornly fixed one is totally your choice. If you find yourself more fixed and are not growing and thriving in your life, I want to encourage you to open up your heart and mind to become more curious about the world around you. This does not mean that you have to change who you are at your core, nor does it mean that you have to give up your values and morals. Listeners, it just means that you are opening yourself up to asking questions, to reading something new, and to listening to others who may not share all the same thoughts as you do. You are starting to become curious when you do this. I think you might be surprised at what you may find out there in this big open world that might interest you or that you find you may enjoy more than you ever thought you would. So, as we close for today, I hope that you are living your very best and most curious life. Hey, thanks for listening. Don't forget to hit follow wherever you get your podcast. And until next time, I hope you live in your space well, my friends.